Hi and welcome to my first Q&A in English. As I mentioned last week to those who speak German as well, I will make every Thursday at 11 a.m. an official Q&A. 1 week in German, 1 week in English. If you have questions, ask them. If you don't have questions, listen and think of someone who might have a question. And if you feel like you'd ask a question, but you don't want to, publish it under your name, send me a message before on Facebook or send me an email on info@angelaheck.ch, or however you want to contact me. You'll find all my contacts on my email, and you'll find it on the internet. It's angelaheck.com. And I'd love to talk today about how I look at my name, because my name is Angela. That's the first name. The second name is Martina, and then my family name is Heck. And I think that whole thing is a really hilarious and funny package. And in general, we don't look at our names very well. And this is something that's not so smart, because especially women until today are very often losing their name when they get married, or they give it away, or the family name is one name and then everybody thinks it's easier to take the husband's name. And in this area, it's a bit weird, but it is as it is. And so I've decided to explain you my name. And I'm not married, but even if I would get married, which I'm not planned yet, and I'm not into this topic right now, but I know that I would keep my family name. I'd love to add the name of my husband, but in Switzerland, that's a bit difficult. We had it for a while, that it was easy, and now whenever we went back to Middle Age. But that's a bit the history of the country. But let's go back to my first, second, and family name. My first name is Angela, which means angel in Italian. And I do love that name by heart, because I have this urge to support people. And since I'm a child, I even have the urge to hug people and to be there for them, to serve them. That's also why I studied hospitality and tourism. And Martina is actually my daddy's second first name as well. It's Martin. And in my family, there's a tradition that my granddaddy was called Franz. My uncle, which is his son, was called Franz. And my brother, which is his great-grandson, his second name is Franz. So my dad said, okay, then my daughter's going to have my second name. So I ended up being called Angel, and by my daddy's second name. And Heck means in German the back of a boat. It's the Heck, okay? And I had to pick up the telephone really early when I was a child, and I had a hard time to remember to tell the people if it's like, it's written Heck, and it's spelled like the back of a boat. And I couldn't remember that for years, until I saw a picture where there was a sign at the butt of an elephant which said, be careful, Heck is turning left and right while walking. And since then I can remember. And people who know me know that I'm not a super slim person. I am more a Rubens woman. I'd rather call myself more Marilyn Monroe style on the bigger size. And so my name, in my opinion, matches me. I'm an angel, I'm my daddy's girl, and on the other hand, I have a Heck. And I think those things are funny to think about, and it's a bit special in a Q&A to talk about this, but look at your name. There is a meaning in your name. Or for example, when you're in a country that your family traveled to and started to live there, and you might have a name that you can't even pronounce properly, what does this tell you? Are you connected to your past? Are you living where you really want to live? And as an example, I was working in the US in a hotel, and there was this lady. She stepped in, she was checking in, and I looked at her and I pronounced her name, and she looked at me like, you're the first person who can pronounce my name correctly. And I was like, yeah, it's a typical Swiss family name. I don't remember it exactly, but it was something like Hugentobler, for example. And in English, it would be like Hugentobler. But actually, it is Hugentobler, which is completely different energy than when you say it in English. And we need to connect to these origins we have, and that doesn't mean we have to travel back there and find everything out. It just means like to be like, okay, that's part of me that lets me grow, or that's part of me that's blocking me. It's all allowed and it's all welcome, but names are more important than we think. And when you choose a name, be aware of what you choose. Like, for example, there is a name that I love for girls. It's called Moira. Moira means kind of destiny. It's not the perfect translation, but I really love that name. But I think, if you call a child by this name, is it good or bad? I don't know. It's not to be judged. It's just, if you give a name, be aware that you give the name. Or for example, I know a family, they gave to their third child, it's the first daughter, finally, it was a surprise child, the name of the grandmother that passed away extremely early and nobody knew. So she's carrying now the name of her great grandmother. And it's special to look in this child's eyes because you know she's connected to her. And these things happen. We don't do it on, consciously, and I think that's what we got to change. You know, when we do it consciously, we look at things different. And I'm still not judging if it's good or bad that they've done that. It's fascinating for me who looks at it different. And I really just want to make sure, check out your name. And if you have a question about it, put it in a messenger for me. I can answer you. I'll do my very best to give you an answer on that one. Okay? So I am looking forward to hear your names, probably your thoughts about it or about names of your children. And if you have any other question, put it in the messenger, put it on an email, whatever you want to, put it underneath this Q&A. The next English one is on Thursday in 2 weeks. I don't remember the date, I must be honest. Well, when it's the 17th, must be the 31st. Yep, okay. I wish you a great day. Take good care. And don't forget, just ask if you want to have an answer. Bye.